Chicago Bears training camp. The offensive line gets healthy. Velus Jones works out with the running backs. We're going to talk about it all and more and what it could mean for the Bears' next preseason game right after this.
To Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. It's Hard Knocks Day. We're going to be back later on tonight after Hard Knocks as well. You'll be seeing our faces a lot today. But day 14 of training camp down, day 13 of training camp down. We got a couple of details coming out of the training camp. The first one, the offensive line was healthy. The full starting offensive line was healthy today and got to practice. And I think that it was what we alluded to before. They probably was just letting these motherfuckers get some rest, bro.
Probably so. Well, let's hope so. I'm glad to see the guys getting out there. Tomorrow, I think they getting in pads, and that's when the real test, a greater test than what they've been going through, will come through. Nate Davis, he only participated a little bit.
He was limited, but it was
limited.
non-contact. Yeah,
he's non-contact. So, yeah, you should be excited, Chicago Bears fans. That means that we can see Caleb maybe this Saturday if they all together.
I somewhat agree with you. I think some of them guys are getting rest, but Nate Davis is hurt, and that's just been who he's been since he's been a Chicago Bear. That's why he didn't fully practice today. But Tevin Jenkins and Darnell Wright, they were probably and they were probably resting them a little bit, but they were out there. It's good to see.
Yeah, it's absolutely good to see. And this was one of the things that we talked about on Sunday when we came to this day. To what I wanted to see is that it was just a precautionary thing, or, you know what I'm saying? These guys could very well be battling through a little bit of, nicks or whatever, knacks or whatever you want to call it. But it was just good to see him out there, and I hope that we see him more often. I hope that we hear that this group is together more often. I know we're gonna talk about it soon, but I love what Matt Eberflus had to say when it comes to availability and jobs that could be potentially up for grabs. So these big fellas, they got to go out here, get in the trenches. They got to be available for the squad because, everything else looks good. Everything looked like it's trending in the right direction. We got to have this offense on par with everybody else.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that offensive line is going to be a huge important part of what this team can do. The last thing you want, like I keep repeating, is to have an offense full of weapons and no that'd be like having a Benz with no tires.
Motherfucker look good, just can't go nowhere.
Just can't go nowhere. It look pretty as a motherfucker, but can't go nowhere. So let's hope that gets together with that offensive line. So I'm glad to hear that is trending in the correct direction. Now, with that said as well, we got an experiment. Velus Jones Jr. was with the running backs today. Whew. Is this Velus Jones Jr. last opportunity to make the roster? And the reason why I asked that is this. We already know, if you looked at the unofficial depth chart that got released, it showed him and I believe, was it Dante Pettis or DeAndre Carter, either or, punt returner and kick returner. Yeah. We already know there was 3 wide receivers ahead of him. Johnson is now probably absolutely passed him up in the wide receiver room. So now it's like, all right, let's see if you can stick on with these running backs because you're fast. That's what it seems like to me, but how you guys are feeling about it?
I always thought that Velus could definitely be a running back type of a player. I think that he runs strong enough to land up there in the backfield, and he shows quality of I don't know if you want to say a every down running back, but he can run a couple plays here and there, and then you can line him up as a trick play, as a gadget player coming out the backfield like a Cordell Patterson at a smaller Debo Samuel, you know what I'm saying? Just not to that skill level, but something like that. So I always thought he could fit in as a running back. And you're right. The jobs are starting to, you know what I'm saying, it's rare. You ain't got a lot of chances to get on this team, fellas. You better put your best foot forward in this running back situation that you got yourself in.
Put your best foot forward, or they're gonna put a foot in your ass as they kick you out the door. Go ahead, Kev.
Put your best hands forward too, because if you drop a hand off, my guy, you might as well just walk right to the locker room. You might as well just walk right to the locker room. What I noticed from the video that I saw on him running with the running backs was whoever handed him the ball told him to get the ball up. And they were kind of like, and then they followed it up and said, you better get the ball up, because they know who that is. So Is it his last chance? Absolutely. That's what I believe. I think that he's running out of goodwill with this team, regardless of his draft position, and he does have what it takes to be a Cordero Patterson type player. But is he gonna do it? I don't know. The mental is what bothers me the most about Velus Jones Jr. Can he get the fortitude enough to go out there and produce consistently? We just gonna have to see. Hopefully they put him out there versus Buffalo to give us a chance to see what he looks like.
No, I agree with that. I think that it is definitely the chances for Velus Jones remaining on this team are slimming down for sure. I still think that you still probably have some things on your mind to consider. You know what I'm saying? Can he fit with the special teams? If not, as a returner, can he be able to go down and tackle or be one of the gunners? You know what I'm saying? Because typically your gunners, when special teams, you need somebody that's disciplined with a lot of speed to go down there and make tackles or set a blocker per se. I always felt like Velus Jones, he could be a guy to kind of switch up the tempo when, or, saying provide a spark, but it was all based up on him. So when we talk about those opportunities, all the muff punts or the drop passes and things like that, you know what I'm saying, giving the ball away to the opposing teams, that lets me know that the chances really, everything is limited for him. But if he can find his way and impress in other ways, he could probably gain some of that goodwill back that Big Kev spoke on for sure.
Hey, I think this is his best chance to even getting on this team is probably getting a spot in the backfield. When you look at the kicking returning and the punt returning, they're going pretty much going with other players. They got Rome Aduzier out there. Rome, I don't really care. They got Rome out there. And I don't care for him to be out there. I don't like it out there, but it looks like they like his explosiveness out there. So that's probably what it's going to be. And then you look at wide receiver. Do you really got a chance of making the team at wide receiver, especially with Colin Johnson having that type of game that he have and possibly having another good game coming up? I think it's his best opportunity. And if he can make good of this opportunity, who knows? They might have him line up on the outside. You know what I'm saying? You get motioned out and you could be a wide receiver now. So I think this is his best chance to be on this team.
I mean, I don't know if it's the best chance. The only reason why I say that is that his snaps are going to be like the top 3 running backs are all locked in. Like, so if they're trying to find you an angle on the running back, like I said, the only reason why I think that is that Travis Homer and Ian Willer have both been hurt. If those guys were healthy, I don't even know if he'd be given this opportunity running the ball, to be honest with you.
I'm right there with you. Like the Bears have depth at running back, so I'm not necessarily sure if this is his best chance. He might just be a gunner, like Bobby was saying. Like
That's
he might be a special teams player when it all shakes out. But whatever the case may be, it's up to him to go out there and decide what type of NFL career he wants to have, if he's going to have one at all.
For sure. And Willie Beeman, EQ, is not a part of this team anymore.
Yeah, EQ's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, he's not a part of this team.
He did sign to the team.
He signed somewhere. I just don't know where he went. He ain't with the Bears no more, though.
Yeah. So
it ain't Kansas City. I thought it was Kansas City for some reason.
Who cares? It's not a Bear. I don't give a shit. But yeah, Velus Jones gets less and less. Now, moving on from that, I know we talked about the offensive line getting healthy. Seems like the secondary is a little dinged up.
Yeah.
Now, this could very well be the same thing that we saw with the offensive line. Maybe it's just a little they're just taking precautions. You pull a little hammy, go ahead and sit your ass down, right? Like you got a little tightness, go ahead and sit your ass down. That could very well what it's going to be. But Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, I think ended up coming back and then sitting back down again. Jaquan Brisker, secondary was kind of banged up today. Are you guys concerned at all about the secondary and kind of injuries there?
No, I'm not concerned. It's probably just like you said. It's probably just little nicks and knacks here and there. And they're just doing it just to be cautious, sitting them out. I'm not really concerned. I'm not concerned at all.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about the defensive backfield. I think that when you talk about the guys that's been competing and the guys that you've seen a Terrell Smith competing, you've seen a Greg Stroman Jr. competing. And then now we're hearing about this Reddy Stewart guy. So just let them guys compete. And I think that right now, from what it appears to be, and I could be absolutely wrong, is that the Bears are just moving through with, you know what I'm saying, being cautious about certain things. Just like Haize, like you mapped out, hey, you feeling a little tightness in that hamstring. It's training camp. We believe you're gonna be ready to go. We believe the defense is good enough and to where we're gonna be able to place you in. I think that leading into the season, I think the most crucial point is gonna be that's game 2 about when they do joint practices versus the Bengals. I think that's going to be a key moment for the Chicago Bears, and I think that's when the Bears are really going to hone into stuff. And then it's going to be, hey, if you ain't available, your job's on the line type stuff, because Matt Eberflus talking greasy out here for these.
Hey, listen, hey. The beard got Matt Eberflus talking different, bro. Somebody must have took Matt Eberflus down the O Block. He hung out with some people, bro. Like,
no, man, his wife enjoying that beard. She smack him on the ass before he go to work every day. Like,
bro, like there's something different about Matt. Matt Eberflus basically was like, "Hey, you can either make this team or you cannot make this team, bro." Like,
well, there's a reason. There's a reason why he's coming in with this type of fervor. Is because one, this is year 3. He only has 10 wins in his entire head coaching career. He knows what's at stake right now. The Bears have set him up to be successful for this season and beyond. They're signing players to contract extensions and so on and so forth. So he knows, look, my job is on the line and so are y'all's. So not necessarily that he's on the hot seat per se, but he wants to taste victory as well. As far as the cornerbacks are concerned, I'm not worried about them either. This was September 3rd. Then I'd be a little bit more concerned. But right now, I think the Bears are taking the right approach and being cautious with their starters. There's no need for them to go out there and get hurt in the preseason.
Sure. Hey, but I could just imagine Matt Eberflus giving that speech. Like, if you ain't ready
I'm about to read the quote. We got to read the quote. So Matt Eberflus said this. If a person's out for an extended period of time and the player that's in that position is playing very well at a starter level and doing a good job out there, do you create the competition? You say, hey, there's a competition. People say you can't lose a job because of injury. I don't think that's true. I think if the guy that's playing there gives our team a good look and good benefit from him being in that position, then it's a competition. Or the guy or the other guy could take over. That's not just at guard. That's at all positions. First of all, if you were just making that general statement, I already would have said, damn, Eberflus is basically saying you got to show the fuck up. But then for him to say, it's not just at guard, means to tell me that, no, it was about guard. You just wanted to make sure you threw it out there. Just about the guard.
That's exactly what I'm saying. He was talking to everybody. But
I'm talking to you, fam.
I'm talking to Nate Davis. I'm talking to you, bro.
It's like when the teacher, when you had that teacher, it was like, all right, these are the rules. This is this. If you do this, and she looks at one student and says, you will get kicked out of my class. You know, it's for everybody. You know who the message was really sent for. Is all I'm saying.
That's a fact. Because I was gonna say it's like when coach say, if you don't practice, you don't play. I remember those days. You don't practice, you don't play. And if you ain't here on time, you gonna sit out for a little while before we do play it. And if you ain't practicing, you might not be starting depending on the coach that you had. So it's one of those. I know that that's probably little league, high school stuff, but I believe that same message can still be placed across right now in the NFL. If your ass constantly out, bro, what else you want me to do?
Is this man injured for real, or is it just like he on some veteran shit? Like,
I don't know.
I'm just gonna blame.
It may be both. He may be on some veteran shit, but because his fat ass been sitting down so much, he gets hurt when he's finally in the game. Like, bro, all jokes aside, like Nate Davis he was good before he got to the Chicago Bears. When the Bears gave him that contract, I don't think any of us question giving him a guaranteed $30 million over 3 years because he has been that solid over his career. I don't know if the motherfucker, somebody been taking him to good treats. Somebody been taking him to Portillo. I don't know what the fuck's been going on. But Nate Davis, I get it. The mom shit happened last year. And I don't want to be insensitive to that. Because listen, like I said, my mama gone from this planet. It's going to take me a minute. I'm cussing everybody out. But at the same time, like, you can't practice like at all. Like and it's not just that. If you're not going to practice, you got to bring it in the game. Even when Nate Davis was playing last year, it didn't look that good.
It didn't. It did.
So maybe he has been going to Portillo's. We could probably call him 8 Davis because he's eating too much. But whatever the case is, it's time for my mans to show and prove. And I think that's why Eberflus is saying that, because Nate Davis technically came here with him and he hasn't shown anything. So it's time for him to put up or shut up.
And I think he gets that challenge from Matt Eberflus. Matt Eberflus trying to challenge him in front of the team type shit. Because I think everybody in the training camp know who we talking about, and I think Nate know that the message was specifically for him. So what type of player are you, Nate? Are you gonna take the challenge, or are you gonna get an attitude about it and cause
listen,
trouble.
and there are dogs behind you that are ready to take your position, bro. Like, let's just be clear here, right? When Matt, everybody that Ryan Poles brought in on this offensive line over this offseason can play multiple positions, and so while you may be the best talented on paper, if you're not bringing that shit in the game, you're not bringing that shit in practice, we can only hold your spot so long, my boy.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
it. Because you already seen Matt Eberflus tell his premier pass rusher, don't touch this quarterback. So he understands the importance of the offensive line developing with his young rookie quarterback. And to be honest with you, every time as we look around, it's something else with Nate Davis. Damn, oh, he back? Oh, no, he not back. Oh, he practiced a little bit, but he left early. Oh, damn, he tried to come back again, but then he left again. Oh, we got him actually in the game, but he ass. So it's
Bro,
at this point,
always something.
Nate Davis may have to go to the gynecologist with Javon Carter because they both playing like some pussy out there. They both like,
bro,
that's playing like some coochie, bro. Like you gotta get it together,
bro. That sounds like one of my workers when I managed McDonald's. It's always something, bro.
It's always something, bro.
Hey, bro, how you got an injured reserve list at Mickey D's?
You know what I'm saying? It's always something. I can't come to work because of this. You know what I'm saying? The same type of shit.
You supervise in the real world, you always got that one. That ain't my job. Well, nigga, go home. Fuck you talking about?
I remember my first ever supervisor job. They knew I had and I think they were trying to test me. And I had this employee that he just kept pissing me off. I remember one day he was like, "Yeah, man, you know, my I think it was something stupid like my ankle or like it was like his big toe. He said something hurt. I said, "Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you can go home, but leave your badge when you clock out."
Bro.
When I tell you he didn't leave early, the rest of that year he didn't leave early at all.
Of course not.
I'm like, hey, bro, like these other supervisors before me I'm still young. I was 19 fucking years old. I'll beat your ass, bro. What the fuck you doing, man?
Wait, damn.
Like,
wait, you gonna beat his ass?
Bro, when I was young, they should have never gave me a management position at 19 years old, bro. Because that was still when I was a hothead and I liked to fight. Nigga, I used to tell it would be managers. Anyway, I'm a little healed since then. There were other managers. I remember one time we had because this when I worked at the stadium, we had the NCAA Final Four in St. Louis. Maybe it was the Elite Eight. It was one of those in St. Louis. So we were busy as shit. One of the managers from the other department came over to my side. He was like, "Yeah, we're gonna need a couple of cases of beer for y'all because we were in." I said, "That's cool." He was like, "Yeah, so we'll get one of your guys to take it down." I said, "Nigga, you want our beer? You come and bring somebody up." He was like, "I don't have the manpower right now. If I had the manpower, I wouldn't have asked you or told you to bring." I said, "You telling me what? Because we can go outside right now and see what you fucking finna tell me. What we finna do?" And we were in a management meeting. It was all the managers in that shit. I said, "What the fuck you? What you mean you telling me to do something?"
It'd be like that, bro.
I got my first management position because I threatened to beat somebody up. So it is what it is.
What the fuck? But you get a management position at UFC?
It was some shit out of a movie, bro. Legit. The director said I just knew I was going to get fired coming in the next day. I came in the next day. He was like, "I could tell you're really passionate about doing this job. You know, such and such left. We were wondering if you want to interview for the supervisor position." I was like, "You bullshitting me."
Man, that's their red privilege right there.
Anyway, to get back on the topics for today, 11 on 11 drills. One of the things that kind of stood out the most, we did hear good things, the same things that we've been hearing, good passes from Caleb Williams, good recognition as far as like being patient even when defenders are coming to you. But one thing that started really rearing its ugly head with this Bears team, they had 3 penalties, 2 false starts, and a delay of game on the Bears. How concerned are you about that aspect of things?
Very concerned.
I'm really concerned about this. I was talking to with Kev before we started the stream. Like, it seems like every fucking post game video or stream we always talking about false starts and brain dead penalties. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are y'all jumping doing false starts and y'all ain't even in pads like somebody finna hit y'all? Why is we having delay of games and really we not in pads or nothing? What we need some, man, we got to get this together, bro. The season is closer than a lot of people think, bro. And every day I've been hearing about delay of games and false starts, bro. Every day.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Dub. I'm very concerned because these are the types of things that can make or break a game and of course make or break a season. It can cut down momentum. As Bears fans, we've seen it too many times. As football fans, we've seen it too many times where a team is driving and now they then false started their way out of field goal range, or penalty their way out of the red zone, and now they got to kick a field goal instead of going for a touchdown. So I don't want to see this be a problem throughout training camp, preseason, or the regular season. You got to play disciplined football if you want to be a winning football team. That's part of the culture. You don't see teams you don't see the Kansas City Chiefs, for example, getting false starts and so on and so forth. Even in the preseason, these guys are disciplined. They know what it takes to win. They're going to try to do something that I don't think has ever been done in the NFL and win 3 straight championships. So if the Bears want to get into the conversation of perennial playoff threats and contenders, they're going to have to clean that up. And I know it's only preseason. I know it could be overreacting a little bit. But at the end of the day, I want to see perfection from this offensive line. Point blank, period.
Yeah, I'm with y'all on that too, and I understand the concern. But me right now, I'm not concerned right now. Because when the Bears played in the Hall of Fame game, the offense operation was pretty clean. I know it wasn't, who's gonna be the starters in there, but the operation was pretty damn clean. It is gonna be something that's on my radar, but I'm not. I believe right now these guys gonna have to continuously build out what the operation will look like to make sure that it's smooth, and they will be good. I believe they will be all right. It's not going to be too many hiccups that's going to come down the pike when the season starts. I am going to keep my radar on it, but I'm not concerned right now, just simply because that Hall of Fame game was pretty damn clean, and we shall see what happens this Saturday. I want these guys to continuously build on, because now we talking about, okay, playing on the road. Now we playing with a loud ass stadium. Now we playing behind. So it's gonna be a lot of situations that's about to come up to where these guys are gonna possibly struggle, and then it'll be a great learning experience for them. So it's on my radar, but I'm not too concerned right now.
Okay. Hey, they had 2 back-to-back. The first play and the second play of those drills was false starts. Shit. Get it together, y'all.
I feel you.
Yeah, they got to get it together. We'll see what happens there. Any last thoughts, fellas? Anything else that's outstanding that you guys want to rap about before we get up out of here?
Hey,
Hold
man,
on, did y'all hear?
Go ahead.
Keenan Allen ain't get a catch over Jalen Johnson yet?
Yeah,
I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Hey, listen, I told y'all, Jalen Johnson, especially being left off the NFL top 100, him saying it's bullshit.
Yeah,
y'all better watch out. I know last year Eddie Jackson came in saying that he wanted to have one of the best seasons by safety ever. Jalen Johnson is about to be putting people on. We may be talking about Jalen Johnson Island this season. He's motivated, my boy.
Oh, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. And I love the progression from Jalen Johnson, especially from my point of view, because I wasn't really high on him before last season. He had a great breakout season with interceptions. And you know what I'm saying?
He left a couple of interceptions
to be a lockdown corner, though.
You need some intercept. You need to turn the ball over.
Well, they got to throw in his direction too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because you could be locked down and they just don't throw towards you.
Now, what I will say, what stood out to me today was the way the Bears looked in 7-on-7. Your boy Caleb was out there throwing darts. He had a couple of touchdown passes from like the angles that they like to talk about when they were doing their draft analysis on him. You can see it. He throws that ball sidearm, over, under. And that type of stuff is going to matter in the regular season. I know it's only 7-on-7, but even the 2-minute drill, a lot of the times throughout this training camp, the Bears are walking away with points on the 2-minute drill, whether it's a touchdown or a field goal. And I like to see that as well. Let's get some points. Let's not, because we left a lot of points on the field during the Justin Fields era.
Yeah, that's true.
I did have one more thing too. It's kind of funny how ain't no Detroit fans in the chat now after we didn't see Amon Ram get his ass slapped and then none of his teammates come to his defense. It's kind of crazy, ain't it?
Not
just
one,
saying.
bro.
Y'all didn't let Amon Ra stand out there by himself and get smacked up, and that shame on y'all defensive backfield.
Not on this team,
Malik Neighbors to cook y'all the last 48 hours in practice.
So nephew, let me get this straight. You mean another grown man smacked another grown man in the face, open hand?
He did something about it. What was the teammate said when it was about 6 giants in his grill, though?
I knew they some Detroit pussycats. I knew they some pussycats.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I got, Drip. I ain't got nothing now.
I feel it. I feel it, man. But we gonna go ahead and get up out of here. We'll be back tonight after Hard Knocks, so make sure you guys stay locked in with us on that. You can follow us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, number to do so, 773-242-9336. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We